तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा निःशेषजाड्यापहा।
good evening. May I now invite the Chairperson, MICA Governing Council, to declare the convocation open.
I declare the convocation open.
So here we go. Once a very wise person said that never ever underestimate what a small group of determined citizens can do to bring about change. Looking at all of you, we have no doubt that small and significant and determined group of students of CCC, what you will do moving forward, welcome. What the group of PGP 2 will do. And what the small and significant group of FPM program you will do moving forward. Good luck, students. I also have the privilege of welcoming all the parents. Thank you for trusting us. We have done our best to help your family and students carve out a path ahead. Thank you for coming to MICA. Welcome. I would now like to welcome our chief guest for the evening, Mr. Amit Jain, Managing Director, L'Oreal. Welcome, sir, to MICA. You have traveled the world and now you have come home. And MICA, usually we say, is the home for women. Here, it's also home for men. So welcome. I also have the privilege of welcoming the chairperson of MICA's Governing Council, Dr. Tridip Surud. Welcome. He has also received the prestigious Niranjan Bhagat Memorial Award for Literature and Contribution to Gujarati Literature. Let's celebrate Tridip's award. Welcome. We have also with us Professor Bhaskar Das, MICA Governing Council. Thank you, sir, for coming. We have Professor Ananta Babili, members of MICA Governing Council from United States. Thank you for traveling all the way, sir. And finally, MICA's President and Director, Professor Shailendra Raj Mehta. Welcome to your own party. Now, the most important group of people sitting here who are world-class professionals, MICA has offered us the privilege of working with the outstanding group of MICA faculty members. I want to acknowledge there are different departments sitting here. We have business management area leader with the faculty group. We have strategic marketing area leader with the faculty group. We have media and entertainment management. We have digital platform and strategies and communications area group. We have FPM and CCC group faculty members. Will you please stand up to say hello to our entire community here? And thank you. Everything we do at MICA, we do that as a strong community of people who support each other. And we will not be strong enough if we did not have the MICA staff that is present here and all our beautiful campus supporters who maintain the trees and the birds. Let's say thank you. Now may I request the chief guest, the chairperson, MICA Governing Council, the president and director of MICA, and the member of the Governing Council to please come and light the lamp to begin the celebration.
Good evening. Now we'll start with the invocation by the MICA's RA team of Arpit, Neha and Shika.
शारदा शारदा भुजवदना वदनाम्बुजे सर्वदा सर्वदास्माकं सान्निध्यं सान्निध्यं क्रियात् कामान्दुग्धे विप्रकश्यता लक्ष्मी कामान्दुग्धे विप्रकश्यता लक्ष्मी कीर्तिसूते दुष्कृतं याहिनस्ति तां चापीतं मातरं मङ्गलानां धेनुधीरा सुनृता वाचमाहु कीयूरान विभूषयन्ति पुरुषं हारान चन्द्रोज्ज्वला न स्नानं न विलेपनं न कुसुमं नालङ्कृता मूर्धजा वाणिका समलङ्करोति पुरुषं या संस्कृता धारते श्रीयन्ते खलु भूषणानि सततं वाग्भूषणं भूषणं वाग्भूषणं भूषणं वाग्भूषणं भूषणं वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजुनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम कुल हुवा अल्लाहु अहद अल्लाहु समद लम यलिद वलम युलद वलम यकुल लहु कुफुवन अहद
बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि
Lead kindly light amid encircling gloom. Lead thou me on. The night is dark and I am far from home. Lead thou me on. Keep thou my faith. I do not ask to see the distance seen. One step enough for me. One step enough for me. One step enough for me.
Thank you, Arpit, Neha and Shika. Now may I request Shika to give a bouquet of flowers to the chief guest, Mr. Amit Jain. and welcome him on behalf of MICA. May I request Dr. Tridip Surud, Chairperson, MICA Governing Council, to give a shawl to the chief guest. May I request Dr. Preeti Shroff, Dean, MICA, to give a memento to the chief guest. You can. I would request the President and Director, Dr. Shahidraj Mehta.
Candidates of the 3-year Fellow Program in Management Communications, the 2-year Postgraduate Diploma in Management Communications, and the 1-year Postgraduate Certificate Program in Crafting Creative Communications, please rise. Respected Chairperson, MICA Governing Council, and members of the MICA Governing Council, I recommend to you 6 students of the 3-year Fellow Program in Management Communications, 182 students of the 2-year Postgraduate Diploma in Management Communications, and 48 students of the Postgraduate Certificate Program in Crafting Creative Communications, who have met and fulfilled all the requirements for the programs, and request the Mudra Foundation for Communications Research and Education and the MICA Governing Council to confer the diplomas and certificates on them.
Members of the MICA Governing Council, may the fellow titles, diplomas and certificates be conferred upon these candidates. Yes. Thank you. By the authority given to me by Mudra Foundation for Communication, Research and Education and MICA Governing Council, I confer upon you the fellow titles, postgraduate diplomas and certificates. We trust and believe that in your life, as you assume leadership responsibilities in industry and other roles, you will serve the needs of the society, communities, and people at all times.
The respective candidates will now individually receive their fellow titles, diplomas and certificates from the chief guest as the Secretary Governing Council will call out their names.
We start the ceremony with the Fellow Program in Management Communications, or the FPMC as we call it, Khyati Jagani. Anchal Sharma. Kuldeep Brahmbhatt. Ganesh B. Thank you. Now we start with the Postgraduate Diploma in Management Communications, PGDMC, Surbi Agarwal. Swati Rajvanshi. Prerna Bhatia. Kanchan Supekar. Dhwani Mahajan. Sanya Sitlani. Khushbu Kumari. Abhilasha. Ishita Shukla. Pooja Parekh. Aditi Tiwari. Ashka. Rachita Nair. Akanksha Malviya. Aditi Jain. Ishita Dahia. Shivani Gandhi. Adishri Gupta. Ankita Verma. Anushri Roy. Arundhati Menon. Pragya Gulati. Ritika Thakkar. Arushi Agarwal. Himanil Singh. Arpita Chaudhary. Cherry Kedia. Megha Upadhyay. Soumya Gautam. Aditi Kothari. Lakshya Lohumi. Prashaka Saxena. Ranjit Menon. Kanupriya Puri. Meha Bangia. Vernika Bhatia. Maithili Shriyan. Sushmita Digar. Diksha Gupta. Saranja Sharma. Priyali Suta. Sweta Patnaik. Trishla Jhaveri. Chandrima Ghosh. Gurkiran Kaur. Priyanka Singh. Sanjana Parel. Mehek Maini. Priyanka Padi. Chintan Buddhadev. Malvika Adukia. Neha Agarwal. Pooja Junjunwala. Aditi Ganatra. Gautam R. Shweta Vashisht. Smith Khaneja. Swati Sinha. Anindita Todi. Jyoti Mishra. Sheetal. Saurabh Subramaniam. Chandrahasa Podar. Diptanshu Kar. Manu Makkar. Namrata. Nikita Sa. Nishita Kanodia. Priyanka Pimple. Ranjit Raj. Rukaiya Kapasi. Shruti Vens. Vaishnavi Venugopalan. Danivor Noronha. Sukanya Chatterjee. Aishwarya Shetty. Swastika Sardar. Jigyasu Pandey. Vishesh. Amruta Karkare. Ankit Paradise. Nidhi Shah. Shreya Saxena. Sukruti Iyer. Apurva Singhal. Riddhi Sachdeva. Suchi Mathur. Shashwat Vats. Sia Vadhavan. Vinay Jain. Viraj Ketle. Debarshi Majumdar. Himanshu Goel. Dhruv Kumar. Raunak Thakkar. S. Sai Prasad. Abhinav Pandey. Hariharan Suresh. Harshit Bhatia. Yogesh Nayak. मुस्तान से संतरामपुर वाला. जोत सिंह गिल. हर्ष भट्ट. Harshit Sikarwar. Nayan Nitesh. Nitesh Raj. Itisha Singh. Pulkit Thakur. Ritesh Kar. Sankalp Podar. Purvisha Sharma. Rishabh Agnihotri. Yash Jaggi. Bhavya Mehta. Aditya Pandey. Aishwarya Swarup. Aniruddha Ghosh. Avnish Tawar. Sai Charan. Tapan Agarwal. Harshit Tiwari. Monil Kotak. पार्थ झा, सुकन्या मिश्रा, अपूर्व दीक्षित, आदित्य बत्रा, अर्णव बल, राधेश चंद्रन, सुमन कुंडू, करण मक्कर, अभिमन्यु गहलोत, अंकित महांती, अंकुर कुलश्रेष्ठ, किरण वाड़पल्ली, मैत्रेय डिमरी, शुभम चतुर्वेदी, उत्कृष्ट विनीत, रतिन शाह, शुभेश कनोडिया, आरजू वाधवा, अभिषेक कैंतुरा, Archit Mazumdar, Aviral Sharma, Mayank Sharma, Vivek R, Ellen J. Seelan, Rohan Sethi, Shubham Piprani, Nitesh Rath, Ritika Mulchandani, Savio Paulos, Ankit Kumar Sharma, Ankit Pahwa, Smith Shah, Vyom Garg, Nirmal Gyanchandani, Rohan Rengadurai, Sanshut Khanna, Kaushal Kumar, Rakesh Kumar, Shaubik Lahiri, Chetan Chopra. Sushant Sharma. Arindam Datta. Sangeet Saraugi. Daksh Singh Dhillon. Ruben Matthews. Now we come to the Crafting Creative Communications Program, or the CCC as called. Anya Ghai. Ishita Sood. Megan Scott. Shivani Arora. Simran Aneja. Asta Jain. Anushka Kukreja. Apurva Jain. Bhavya Grover. Vidisha Mahapatra. Jaspal Singh. Rupal Akanksha. Twinkle Gandhi. Simoni Agarwal. Vinita Singh. Harshita Gaddipati. Himani Gandhi. Namrata Mohindra. Tanya Agrawal. Vishaka Sen. Jagrati Tika. Mehak Kamdar. Sakshi Agarwal. Vaishali Shukla. Archit Kumar. Ashika Hari Nair. Akshi Sangra. Bansuri Choksi. Gargi Pandey. Janvi Batavia. Vishaka Tyagi. Akanksha Bhattacharya. Harleen Bhatia. Shrishti Agarwal. Sukrit Sharma. Vasundhara Gaikwad. Ankit Arora. Pratik Rajankar. Shravan Kumar Kavattur. Vaishnav Kakula Varappu. Pranjal Ved. Susanna Matthew. Chinmay Menon. Rishabh Chatterjee. Rishi Sheth. Roman Rathod. Tejasvi Gulati. Aditya Somaya Jula. May I request the MICA diploma and certificate register be placed before Dr. Shailendra Raj Mehta, President and Director MICA, for his official approval.
The chief guest for MICA's 24th convocation is Mr. Amit Jain, Managing Director of L'Oreal India. He's the first Indian Managing Director of L'Oreal India and is in charge of India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. Mr. Jain, we at MICA are deeply honored by your presence at our graduating function. Mr. Amit Jain holds an MBA from the Faculty of Management Studies and has completed an advanced management program from the Wharton Business School. Subsequently, he also completed a program on global strategic management from Harvard Business School. Mr. Jain began his career over 30 years ago with ICICI Limited, from where he moved to Coca-Cola and later to Viacom, where he helped co-create Viacom 18 and oversaw the launch of Colors TV channel. Later, he returned back to ICI, now known as Akzo Nobel India, as the managing director and moved to the Netherlands to expand Akzo Nobel's decorative coating business in various countries across Europe before returning back to India. Mr. Jain supports wildlife conservation and is a strong advocate for literacy for underprivileged children. May I request Mr. Jain to kindly deliver the convocation address. A big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for our chief guest.
Wow, that was really special. It was just the sheer energy of youth, hope, ambition. It was palpable, and it's so special. It's a privilege for me. So, thank you, President Mehta, Dean Shroff, members of the Governing Council, esteemed members of the faculty, students, very, very proud parents, siblings, friends. It's truly an honor to be here on the 24th convocation of MICA. Given the special relationship of MICA and L'Oreal, I really wanted to be here. I would especially like to thank Dr. Mehta and Professor Chibber for giving me this opportunity. I'm truly, truly honored. Let me begin by first congratulating the parents. Finally, your wards have moved off your P&L. As a parent, I can tell you that means a lot. More importantly, they've moved on to your balance sheet on the asset side. So congratulations to the class of 2019 for this landmark achievement of doing this amazing trick. I'm sure you're waiting to take the media and corporate world by storm and make your mark armed with these diplomas and all the precious learning which you've gathered over the last few years. MICA is a truly wonderful institution. I've been really touched for the last 4 hours. It made me feel like coming back to college. Just the sheer atmosphere over here. It's a pioneer in field of communications, has creativity and ideas at its core. Yeah, it's got a very, very innovative curriculum which has allowed students to explore their capabilities in diverse fields. Back in the day, when it was initially founded, it was difficult for a student to go beyond what was expected, and MICA became a medium for them to explore themselves and give rise to industry leaders in many, many fields. The relationship between MICA and L'Oreal is now over 15 years old. Some of our brightest talent has come from MICA. What comes to mind is Pankaj Sharma. I think he's the batch of 2003. Pankaj now is the general manager of brand Garnier and Maybelline, our fastest growing brands in the Indian portfolio. Over the last 15 years, more than 20 alumni have joined L'Oreal, and we've been having an amazing experience, and we keep coming back for more and more. Well, you know, looking at this occasion, I was thinking of what I'm going to talk about. It is very, very tempting to give some global gyan and tell you what's going to happen to sustainability, global warming, the shape of marketing to come, and do some crystal ball gazing. But there are far more qualified people than me in this gathering to do that. So I thought I'll stick to the basics. Yeah? I started with the cardinal rule of marketing, which is understanding what your customer wants. So what we did was, we interviewed some MBA hopefuls who were attending Brandstorm, which is a very innovative event, which is hosted by L'Oreal for management students. Incidentally, the Brandstorm finals happened at our offices last week, where the grand prize is a 360-degree immersion program at Station F, which is the largest startup ecosystem in the world, which is based out of Paris. That was really cool, interacting with all those bright young minds. And my simple question to them was, what do you think you'd want to know at an occasion like this? Yes. So first and foremost, you want to get it over with, go back to your friends and family and celebrate. But in this little while, I'll take the advantage of exploring some of the questions you might have. What is the applicability of what I learned? What can I expect in the real life at the workplace? What does it take to succeed in my career? And there are all sort of questions which might be in your mind. I don't have answers to all, but what I can do is share a few reflections of what I have learned over my years in the corporate sector. My guess is, in this connected world, you can pick up much more online in this area, but I'm sure right now, some of you are already on your cell phones, checking social media, swiping right, putting up pictures on Instagram. If you are, remember to tag us at L'Oreal India. Yeah, in fact, I might do a selfie myself. So with your permission, President, may I? I want to get this good-looking audience for posterity. So let's see how this works. So before I begin with a couple of reflections, just to give you an idea of what shaped my ideals in life. My father is a retired Air Force officer. I grew up on air bases. So for the first 15 years, all I saw was fighter jets, landing, taking off, coming back, sometimes from hostilities, and all I wanted to do was be a fighter pilot. I had the occasion of getting into a simulator, virtual flying, a fighter jet at 1.5 times the speed of sound, the world buzzing by, and it was the most incredible experience. But as we know, the best laid plans sometimes come asunder. I got my spectacles, there was no LASIK those days, yeah, and suddenly life took a sharp left turn. But I did grow up going from one airbase to another. The location changed, the geography changed, the uncles and aunties, as we used to call them, changed. But the purpose remained the same, which is sheer belief in service to the nation and protecting the nation, even if it means by paying for it with your lives. So that's how I grew up. What it also taught me was what is the essence of purpose. If you got a larger purpose in life, that is by far the most motivating thing which can exist. And through all these moves, I also had the advantage of seeing different cultures and appreciate to all kinds of situations. My nomadic lifestyle became ingrained into my DNA. In fact, my wife keeps account of the number of times we have moved. And she tells me now we are clocking our 5th country, the 15th move across 4 countries. And that has been the underpinning of my life. So what's in it for you? As the corporate world consolidates, as the Indian companies build a footprint across near Asia and the rest of the world, studies suggest that 1/3 of you are going to be making your career abroad in a foreign culture over the next few years. And hence, that is where adaptability comes in. The argumentative Indians, that aggressive Indian, needs to evolve into more curious and tolerant human who respects diversity and thrives in it. And with this adaptability, it is very important to have that core underlying sense of purpose. You know, I moved from a career in the paints industry into beverages with Coca-Cola, into media, and now into beauty. And very often, I'm asked, what is the secret sauce of my moves. And over the years, what I realized that the one thing which has helped me in good stead is commitment to building a strong team, investing in the capability and work culture. So in whatever you do, be it working for an ad company, a media company, an agency, or even L'Oreal, it's not just about creating, selling, communicating, and doing clever stuff, but find the deeper meaning in what you do. There is a popular saying in the Mahabharata, which I'm sure a lot of you connect with, Karam pe dhyan do, phal pe nahi. Focus on work, not the outcome. All of us should try and start searching for a personal mission statement. It won't happen tomorrow morning, it might not happen next month, but if you look for it hard enough, at some point of time it will visit you. Mine took a while, but I realized that mine was helping people realize their potential. And regardless of where I went, whatever industry I went to, that was the common purpose I've always had, which is growing and investing in people around me, shaping culture, driving capability, and making a difference. Successful organizations also have a very clear purpose. For example, L'Oreal is about sharing beauty with all. We aim to make L'Oreal a model company in terms of sustainable innovation, production, consumption, and sharing growth and the fruits of growth with all our stakeholders. This has shaped a very, very strong culture in L'Oreal, which some of you are going to experience very soon. Peter Drucker very aptly said, "Culture eats strategy for breakfast any day." So you will have good days and bad days when you come to the workplace. You've been in a beautiful paradise over here, and once you get to the hurly-burly world, you will realize that your higher purpose and mission is going to stand you in good stead. And it will give you clarity. Most importantly, it will want you to turn up for work completely energized every morning. Start looking for that purpose now. On another theme, it's very, very important to want to make a difference and have the courage of conviction. Many studies have shown, and it is something which is the bane of our lives in the corporate world, that almost half the fresh MBAs make a switch in the first 3 years of their career. That's not a statistic to be proud of for us, because it is our job to make sure that we create the right environment for yourselves to engage you. And the one thing which keeps people engaged is the sense of achievement. And hence, finding your motivation at work and determining how you can make a difference is really, really important. This is not about turning up for work. It's not about ticking the boxes 9 to 5. It's about having the satisfaction of knowing at any level of management in any function, the fact that you can make the difference. Have that conviction, all of you. It reminds me of a couple of stories in my career. I remember, back in the late 90s, Coke was just setting up, and we had a competitor who had a big head start. I moved in, setting up a new operation for bottling operations, and there was a eager young management trainee who came in, on day one with a big fat project report saying affordability is the key to consumption. No surprise, all right, so what's new? But guess what? He also came in with what needs to be done to address that, which is a complete change in the business model of how we go to market. And the enthusiasm and the entire commitment of that one individual was infectious. We got to work on this person's thesis. And on the 1st January of 2000, for the first time in an industry where soft drinks used to retail at 9 to 10 rupees, we launched Chota Coke, 5 rupees wala. Thanda matlab Coca-Cola. The rest, as they say, is history. It fundamentally restructured the soft drink industry. And I can give the credit to one eager young mind who was very clear that he wanted to make a difference. Similarly, one has had the benefit of working with people who are willing to go against the grain and make a difference. about 10 years back, when I first moved into MTV, it was a small creative hot shop, very cool, really sexy. People wanted to come there, hang out, have fun, but it wasn't a serious business. There was, once again, a bunch of young people who got together and said, listen, India is a single TV household market. Those were the days before digital distribution. Now visualize this. Most of television was terrestrial or cable and analog. Yeah? There was no place for niche channels. So they got together and said, you know what? We need to get into general entertainment, GEC. Something which Papa, Mummy, Bantu, Shantu, everybody watched together. And Viacom goes, you know, we've never done this anywhere in the world. But once again, here was this team who had the courage of conviction. And we put together a plan, flew down to New York thrice to convince an 18 billion global multinational to abandon the business model and to do something unique for India. And that's how Colors was born, with the help of a fantastic Indian partner, which was Network 18, and that was basically the genesis of Viacom 18 and Colors. Once again, driven by the passion and the need to make a difference from a very, very young team. So that's where you guys are headed for, and that's why we are so excited about having fresh minds, eager minds who believe in themselves in our organizations. So talking about making a difference, yeah, and going against the grain, it reminds me of one of my favorite movies, Three Idiots. I'm sorry, it's not a very cerebral choice, but it is my favorite movie, and I believe a lot of China also believes it's their favorite movie. And I've seen it at least 10 times. And with due respect to the faculty, I'm not going to talk about the famous Chamatkar wala speech, yeah, in parenthesis, but just quote what Amir Khan said, Beta, Kabil bano Kabil. कामयाबी तो साली झक मार के तुम्हारे कदम चूमेगी. I was fortunate to learn very early in my career the importance of building a strong foundation and investing in yourself. Obviously, whichever organization you go to is going to invest in you deeply as you join as trainees, management trainees, creative trainees, whatever you go into. But the biggest onus of learning is growing is up to yourselves. So I was fortunate, I joined Coca-Cola when we were a bunch of people, and we were a startup before the term really started getting used, but we were a startup. We were working out of a hotel and a warehouse, and that gave me the opportunity of working across any function. I was an ops manager, God knows what it meant. I did marketing, sales, finance, HR. I even helped start up a factory. And that I would ascribe as the most fortuitous foundation which I could have built for myself. And after getting a taste for that, that's something which I've always persevered with and always advised my colleagues to invest within themselves. Over the next year, you will naturally compare with your batchmates. Very soon, within the first 3 to 6 months, you'll be on the phone saying, hey, how's it going? Are you having fun? Etc. Oh, what's happening in your life? And let me tell you, no surprises, within year 1, suddenly the grass will start looking greener on the other side, very, very often. And you'll start looking at the titles of your colleagues saying, Are, they've got a title called manager and mine is trainee. They get a couple of lakhs more than I do. But that need not be your only criteria for judging the quality of the organization you've joined in. I would urge you to look at the fact that are you growing every day? Are you learning? Are you building capability? Because in the first few years, I'm not asking you to become an ascetic, but the biggest thing is laying a solid foundation. A papaya tree grows very quickly. It's tall and it frequently outgrows most trees. A banyan tree takes its time but builds a solid foundation. When there's a storm or there's an event, guess which is the tree which keels over first? So this is not great, this is not exciting, this is boring stuff. But if you are going to build a skyscraper of a career, you will need to build a rock solid foundation. Invest in yourself. And you are in charge. Your organizations can give you the environment, they can give you the opportunity, but finally it is up to you to take charge. Balance your ambition with the desire to grow. The world has changed more in the last 10 years than it did in the previous 50. At any point of time, we need to re-energize, retool, reskill. Every 3 or 4 years, there are now going to be tectonic shifts, especially in the world of marketing, communications, creativity, digital, which most of you are going to step into. And the right foundation is going to lay out many, many more options in days to come. This is also a time to reflect. I would like you to reflect upon whom you wish to thank. You have your parents, a lot of you have your parents over here, who have undergone many hardships. Some of them have sacrificed to fund this unbelievable education which you've got. They've been worried while you were away. A lot of you are first-time leavers from home. Your teachers persevered with you. Your siblings, your significant others, take your choice. Reflect today on whom you owe this special moment to. Very importantly, make sure that those friends who are there next to you, who have stood next to you and helped you over the last few years over here, keep them for life. These are invaluable relationships which you have built while here at MICA. This is going to be your best support system in the years to come. And very, very importantly, if they're sitting next to you, just turn over to them and thank them for whatever they've done for you. This brings me to an obvious next point. Find a mentor. The mentor does not have to be a big shot. It can be a friend, it could be a teacher, it could be a parent. But wherever you are in your professional or personal life, having a mentor is an extreme advantage. You are lucky to have had mentors in this fantastic faculty of MICA so far, but now you have to learn to let go. Sure, you can pick up the phone now and then and say, ma'am, sir, can I get your advice? But very soon, you will join the hurly-burly of corporate life or turn entrepreneurs, and you will need mentors. What do mentors do? They give you the advantage of the learning curve. They tell you about the mistakes they made. They obviously help you save a lot of time and effort in what you're going to be doing. So the trick is to identify the right mentor at whatever stage or whatever activity which you are into. I was fortunate enough to have mentors. Even today, I consult them all the time. I actually spoke to a mentor and I took her advice on what I should be talking about to yourselves today. Yeah? So guess what? None of us have all the answers, and it's always great to get some sane advice. Given that I've benefited so much from my mentors, I thought it was very important to give back. And most of my weekends go on phone calls with young professionals who are getting into the world, or even senior professionals who are about to take big decisions in life, giving back because it is a very, very rewarding experience. The unintended consequence for me, of course, was the fact that I got reverse mentored by a lot of them. Especially the last 6 to 9 months here back in India, the sheer dynamism of the digital world, e-commerce, is something it's been a treat for me to learn. And right now my best mentors are 26 to 28-year-olds. Talking of mentors, I would never forget a former boss at Coca-Cola, who was actually a chief operating officer, Don Keogh, who said something very simple. He said, life is like juggling balls, especially corporate life. It's always tense, there are always deadlines, and there are rubber balls and there are crystal balls. The rubber balls are education, career, your project, your latest assignment, and now and then, if you drop a rubber ball, what happens? It bounces right back. However, there's some crystal balls in life which are your family, your health, your integrity, your reputation. A crystal ball once dropped, guess what happens to that? It's something which has stuck with me for the last 20 years, ever since I've heard it. Zealously guard those crystal balls in your life, and you'll always come up with good results. So I think this is pretty much enough yarn from my end. I know you're aching to get out there and celebrate with your near and dear ones. In conclusion, all I want to say is we live in amazing times. We are in an economy which is 2.5 trillion, which is growing at 7%. We have growth opportunities. We have alternate career streams which never existed 5 years back. Yeah, we are blessed to be in this massive economy which is hitting this growth phase led by the demographic dividend. It is now up to us to take the benefit of this opportunity. Victor Hugo famously said, "Nothing succeeds like an idea whose time has come." Your time is now. You're graduating from a brilliant institution, and all of you have been placed in jobs. Most of you have got the jobs you have aspired towards. There is seldom such a confluence of virtuous forces like we are experiencing right now. So notwithstanding what will happen in the coming Cricket World Cup or the elections in May, you will be entering the workforce with unbelievable momentum. You're all set to fly. Soar high, class of 2019. Make us proud. And in this journey of finding yourself, I wish all of you the very best.
Mr. A.G. Krishnamurthy, who founded MICA in 1991, was a visionary and a legend in advertising who was way ahead of his times. He set up MICA as his way of giving back to the industry what all he had achieved due to it. Mr. Krishnamurthy, or AGK as he was fondly called, passed away on the 5th of February 2016, coincidentally on what was MICA's Foundation Day. As a mark of our respect and gratitude to Mr. A.G. Krishnamurthy, we award the top 3 positions in the PGDMC 2017-19 program and CCC 2018 and 19 programs with awards and medals in his name.
May I request the Chief Guest, Mr. Amit Jain, to kindly present the bronze, silver, and gold medals to the top 3 students of the Postgraduate Diploma in Management Communications. The A.G. Krishnamurthy Bronze Medal and Merit Certificate for Academic Excellence in the PGDMC program is awarded to Malvika Adukia. The A.G. Krishnamurthy Silver Medal and Merit Certificate for Academic Excellence is awarded to Arpita Chaudhary. And the A.G. Krishnamurthy Gold Medal and Merit Certificate for Academic Excellence is awarded to Sania Sitlani. Now may I request the Chief Guest, Mr. Amit Jain, to kindly present the A.G. Krishnamurti Award for Academic Excellence in the Crafting Creative Communications Program. In third position, the Merit Certificate for Academic Excellence and Cash Award is awarded to Vaishali Shukla. In second position, the Merit Certificate for Academic Excellence and the Cash Award is awarded to Susanna Matthew. And in first position, the Merit Certificate for Academic Excellence and the Cash Award is awarded to Rishabh Chatterjee. My request, Dr. Mehta, to speak about the Pat Memorial Award.
Yes. The next award is the Pat Memorial Outstanding Alumnus Award, which has been constituted in loving memory of Professor Atul Tandon, or Pat, as he was called lovingly, who served as MICA's director from March 2001 to June 2009. It was Pat who put the infrastructure development at MICA on a fast pace to cope with the growing academic demands. The award is nominated by the MICA alumnus from amongst themselves and awarded to one who has had a great career growth, occupies a leadership position, and has contributed to societal good. This year, this award is being conferred upon Mr. Basant Rathod, Senior Vice President, Strategic Planning, Brand and Business Development for the Jagaran Group. He belongs to the first batch of MICA PGDMC of 1996. He has worked at agencies such as Ogilvy, Mudra, Mindshare, and Madison. He has conducted over 30 media workshops for professionals and has taught media management as a visiting faculty member at various business schools, including MICA. He has been with the Jagaran Group for the last 14 years, and under him, Dainik Jagaran has emerged as the most awarded newspaper brand in India for a range of consumer engagement initiatives. May I request the chief guest, Mr. Amit Jain, to kindly present the award to Mr. Basant Rathod.
Thank you, Mr. Jain. Now may I request Mr. Amit Jain, the chief guest, to release the MICA yearbook.
And now I have the privilege to invite the MICA Council for Student Affairs representative, to come and share their journey.
हम माइका के छात्र आखिर ये दिन आ ही गया. We finally made it. Amidst all the highs and lows, all of us finally managed to graduate. Over the course of the past few days, we've been deliberating over what to talk about in this speech. Like every graduating student today, we're only trying to adult. And hence, we don't have many wise words to say. So frankly, we still don't know what we are going to say, but we're going to get our best try for one last time. A very good evening and a warm welcome to Mr. Amit Jain, members of the GC, to our president, to the dean, registrar, and all the faculty and staff, our fellow students of PGP, CCC, and FPM class of 2019, and especially to all the lovely parents, friends, and family who have made it here today. Dean ma'am suggested that we share our thoughts on life at MICA, but that just makes us wonder, what is MICA really? How do we encapsulate 2 years of camaraderie, friendship, only love, not hate, and so many experiences into a speech of 5 minutes? Words do not seem to do justice when emotions run high. MICA is a place where the girls rough it out on the football field, where the gif of a running man goes viral, where hostel courtyards have witnessed more sporting rivalries than the field itself, and where winning is still just a habit. This is where the word hey is followed by prettiness. And no matter what the occasion, the words Savio, we love you would always be echoed in the background. As we walked through the gates of MICA, we thought that sab hoga, salike se hoga. But now as we wrap up our journeys, we can truly say that hum to ud gaye. Transition of life at MICA has meant learning from room baps to being one. This campus, MICA, has given us more lessons to carry than life itself. The name MICA is synonymous with harmonious learnings on topics ranging from marketing management, delving into advertising and brand management, digital marketing, consumer behavior, market research and analytics, combined with imagining India, semiotics, visual culture, and strategic communication. All this while keeping the creative side engaged with that frolic that we see at MICA. You need to look no further than our Chota wall, where our ideas come into fruition. Every doodle is a different story, a different idea, and yet it all connects as one whole unit. Much like MICAns, all different, all vibrant and diverse. And yet when we go out there and weave our individual stories, the MICAn edge is collectively shown. When we came in, we always wanted to fit in, but the truth is that we were always meant to stand out. MICA is the only place where you find a professor going to a student's room to wake him up for class, and hostel WhatsApp groups were as interesting as any other class. And then there were courses where we had KTs taken one day before the exams. Trust us, we know the feeling. Where people have heated debates with the professors and yet we see them chilling at Chota the very next day over coffee. These 2 years have been a lesson in Murphy's Law. Anything that could go wrong, did go wrong. Being MICAn was a badge you earned through a sacred ritual, one that was designed to interrupt and discontinuation, unlearning it all in order to learn again. Our 2 years started off with the gate crashes at freshers, yet since then we have earned our MICAN wings in a miracle that can only be compared to the lost operations being revived. Miracles that were pulled off no matter how uncultured we were. And we end our watch bidding only a sober farewell. In 2 years, emails were read out to our dear batchmates. We had more than human eyes watching over us. And there were some things only we knew. Sadly, not all of us could keep mum.
As we move on from this home, knowing in our hearts that once we leave, it will change forever. Maybe at first glance, be completely unrecognizable. But remember, we leave behind a MICAN legacy. We don't leave behind a list of things to do to become a MICAN, but we leave behind what it means to be a MICAN. We hope, as you leave, you will think of the craziest dream that you've ever dreamed. The dream you dream when the world is telling you to do something and you're not doing that. The dream you're afraid of telling anyone about. We hope that you will go out and chase it. Because if not now, when? We have all danced to the tune of Kasam Paida Karne Wale Ki. And it's now time to remember our original Paida Karne Wale, our parents. To all the parents and family present here, sirs and ma'am, we extend a warm thank you to you. It is your hard work and sacrifice that has got all of us to this stage today. As MICAns, and yes, parents, in the last few years, you have become part MICAns. You will know that we are used to achieving great things. Great things await us, and there's more happiness to reap. To the parents, to the friends, and to the family, we thank you all for being patient with us and standing by us all throughout. To our batchmates, who keep telling their parents over the phone, over video calls, that yes, everything is okay, while to the contrary, the truth is something else. Congratulations, you have learned to excel at communication. Let's put those communication skills to better use. As parents, all our parents want is to stay connected with us. As we step out of this campus, things will get busier. Remember to stay connected with them, drop them a call, drop them a text, remind them that you remember them, and that you remember all the hard work that they have put in. And all of this will make your success even sweeter going forward. Now, to everyone around you who has helped us reach where we are, we'd like to extend a warm thank you. To start off with the MICA Governing Council for always looking out for us and ensuring that we are pointed in the right direction. To our esteemed President, Dr. Mehta, a thought leader on his own right and a margdarshak for our batch and for the future of MICA. To, of course, our Dean, Dr. Preeti Shroff, the epitome of the interaction between the left and right brain, and an exemplary leader who, with her heart always pouring out for her students at MICA. She has always greeted us with a smile, no matter what the conditions. To Professor Panda, whose classes have always started with booms and bangs, who has made working with him as registrar an absolute pleasure. To beloved Sethu sir, who has been with us, taking care of us all throughout and tolerating all our little highs and lows. To Professor Rajneesh Krishna, for all his care and mentorship, and for being the sweetest PJ machine there ever was. all the faculties, area leaders, adjunct faculty, visiting faculty. We thank you so much for taking our questions and even answering our DCPs. And we want to apologize to you from our heart if we have ever done or said anything to hurt you in any form. Vaneet sir, you have been super cool in all of your interactions with us, and you have made our placements the most comfortable thing we could have gone through. You have received duas from multiple batches, and we hope that you will get multiple to come. Anita ma'am, the head of student services, we want to thank you for being our thought partner in all the committee activities, and I am sure the committees are extremely thankful for all the last moment requests that you've approved for them. To the estate staff, Sanjay sir, Jigar bhai, Jaideep bhai, you have made MICA our home. We want to thank you from our hearts to keeping our home uptight for us, and we apologize for the multiple requests for fumigations, water leak issues, as well as lost keys that we put forward to you. To Sailesh sir and everybody at KAIC, your email doses and your welcome at the KAIC entrance has kept us abreast of the best news and has brought us to where we are today.
Now moving on to the people who work tirelessly yet silently on the front lines. Manu bhai, Shanti bhai and Praful bhai. The three musketeers at MICA, you are the lifelines to all of us, and your dedication towards the betterment of our experience is unparalleled. Thakur Chacha and our beloved security forces, for acknowledging our many trips to Bhopal. Praful bhai and the mess staff, for serving really tasty and also sometimes Hungarian food will be fondly remembered by all of us. Chota is love. We cannot thank the Chota staff enough for quenching all our late night cravings. To Anand bhai, T-Bro, Vandana and team, thank you for being part of our MICAN journey. Hasmukh bhai and the cleaning staff, for always keeping the surroundings clean, even though our rooms were a mess. Thank you for bearing with us. We would also like to thank Chinmay, the representative of CCC 28, for his devotion towards the welfare of his batch. We are sure he sees us in much better light than in our first batch meet. Last but definitely not the least are our two little additions, our beagles, Faf and Frozo. You have been very dear to all of us, and it would definitely be very tough not seeing you every day lying down asking for belly rubs. We would like to say something insightful about the future. A quote, a learning, a takeaway. But the simple truth is, we're absolutely afraid of it. And for those who are too, remember that sometimes you have to stop being scared and go for it. Either it will work or it won't. That's life. After all, they say, we should stop being so scared of the unknown, but be more scared of never knowing. In order for our lives to go forward, in order to fully engage in life, we need to be willing to accept whatever is right in front of us. Whatever it is, the good, the bad, the thrilling, the heartbreaking, every emotion, occurrence, event, you will experience them all. And as a wise man said yesterday, MICAN hai to mumkin hai. So there is already little to worry about. Well, we really hope to get a final deadline extension to extend our stay at MICA. The plus ones on the group to show the solidarity. But as is the case with all good things, they must come to an end. We guess that is the thing with good memories. No amount of time will ever be enough to let them go. To the batch of PGP 25, if you are watching this, you will have the responsibility of continuing the MICAN legacy amidst all these changes and create new ones on the way. To the graduating batch of 2019, you will be an integral part of our lives, and we hope that hum bhi young rahein and keep living these memories once and again. In the end, we would like to leave you with one thought. Letters may come and letters may go, but MICAns will stay forever. Don't be a bully, be a star.
Thank you, MCSA. Now we have to match what they have said. So pressure is on. May I request the President and Director of MICA, Dr. Shailendra Raj Mehta, to give his appreciation for the year 2018 and 19.
Respected Chief Guest, Mr. Amit Jain, Professor Tridip Surud, Chairperson of the MICA Governing Council, members of the MICA Governing Council, distinguished faculty of MICA, distinguished guests, staff, graduating students, and proud parents. You just saw an example of what makes MICA different. The 3 students of the MICA Council for Student Affairs, MCSA, who stood in front of you, managed their affairs very differently. In any other institution, I can guarantee you, you would have had a president, a vice president, a treasurer, and a secretary. Here, there was no hierarchy. 3 people were nominated and elected by the batch as a whole, and they performed their duties without hierarchy, without structure, and yet very effectively. A big hand for all of them. 2 years back on this very day, I became associated with MICA. I had not taken on full-time as president and director, but I did attend the convocation 2 years ago. And the very next day, I started getting pulled in the MICA orbit. I cannot express enough how proud and satisfied I feel today as I look back at how MICA has evolved, transformed, and scaled new heights in the past 2 years. At jet speed, I will go through the accomplishments. As we were writing down even the condensed version, we came up with 15 pages of accomplishments. I assure you, I'm not going to walk you through 15 pages. I'll give you a quick summary. But first, today is MICA's 24th convocation. In 1996, we saw 42 students graduate from MICA, and today, in 2019, we have no fewer than 236 students being convocated. What a journey. We've made a quantum leap from what we were when we started, and there has been no looking back since these 2 past decades as MICA keeps moving from strength to strength. Our founder, Mr. A.G. Krishnamurthy, who was such a great visionary, to have set up this school with a very specific purpose, he must indeed be very proud watching us from above as to how we are carrying forward his legacy and his ideals. The great poet Kalidasa, in his very first play that he wrote, Malavika Agnimitra, has a very interesting dialogue right in the beginning where the king, 2 professors, and a lady who's been called in to adjudicate are deciding what is academic quality. So there is a very interesting dialogue that ensues, and I'm going to quote just the first part of it here because it's in 2 parts. The second part I will quote a little later. The first part, they all agree that the mark of a great educational process or of an institution or of professors or academics is the quality of the students. In Sanskrit, I'll just quote 4 words. Believe me, I won't quote longer than that. Updeshasya darshanam tasmat nirnayaha. Look at the product of that system and determine its quality. So a big hand for all of you, because you have made MICA proud and you have been the proud products of the system. A big hand for all of you. Let's let it roar. Let me present the key highlights of the past 12 months. First of all, we renewed our purpose with a new mission statement and a vision statement. The new MICA vision is, MICA shall be the premier management school for marketing, communication, and creativity in a design-driven and digitally enabled world. The MICA mission has now been updated to say that our mission is to develop empathetic leaders and thinkers who are creative and adaptive problem solvers for a rapidly changing world. One of the main ways in which MICA is known is for the quality of its students. It is not an accident. This year itself, 13,500 students registered to take the MICAT exam. From this, we whittled it down to 750 who were invited for the interview process. And just last week, out of this 750, we made 180 offers. You can see that it's a very proud privilege to be a MICAn. Similarly, the CCC program has had nearly 400 applications, from whom I understand from the CCC faculty that we have just about identified the 48 students who will be given the privilege of being part of the next CCC batch. This is where I would like to bring in the second part of the conversation in Malvika Agnimitra. So 2 professors are arguing about who is the better professor. So they are brought before the king, and the king has to decide the criteria on which they are to be judged. So he takes the help of a domain expert, in this case a woman who's only identified as a parivrajika, which indicates that she has taken sannyas from the world, but is obviously a scholar. So they turn to a woman scholar, and she lays down 2 criteria. She says the 2 criteria for scholars are vidvatta and shikshan. So you have to have knowledge, and you have to be able to teach it. And she says, one will not do. Just being a scholar, not being able to teach it, is not sufficient. Just being a teacher and not developing original knowledge is also not sufficient. And so she says, she uses the word ubhayam. Both of them are required for us to create a great educational environment. And that is the criteria, these are the criteria that she sets forward. So with that in mind, let me take you through a lightning journey of what we have accomplished under those 2 heads. First of all, we have renewed MICA's commitment to creating original, unique, applicable, extensive knowledge. The existing MICA faculty, as well as the new hires, have all become energized and charged with our mission of contributing new knowledge to the world, without which we cannot proudly claim the distinction of being a world leader. So there's an enormous focus that we are now placing on research. But research also has to translate into outcomes in the classroom. So you're all familiar with the nearly half a dozen or so experiments that we have conducted, working in teams of 5 students, 3 faculty members, 1 outside expert, and 1 domain partner to create new knowledge in areas such as change management, finance, creativity and innovation, global governance, and many others. The MICA Case Center that we set up just about a year ago has produced over a dozen cases, and they have now been seeded in some of the leading repositories in the world, such as Ivy. And the very first case, you would be very happy to know, ladies and gentlemen, has also been made part of the Harvard Business School case archive. The Center for Development Management and Communication has won a series of very high-profile projects. There's a massive study that we are doing for UNICEF. There's a huge project that we are doing for the Government of India and the Government of Gujarat and the Gujarat Police, which will make Ahmedabad a safe city for women, and more importantly, take the learnings that we have there and bring them to the state of Gujarat and to India and perhaps the world. And third, we are hosting some of the senior-most civil servants from the 7 SAARC nations, including India, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and many others in Bangkok for a World Bank program on communication for development and governance and so on. Just a few months ago, in January, we concluded the SHATE Consortium. As part of this 4-day conference and consortium, some of the leading scholars in marketing, digital, and communication came on the campus of MICA. Over 40 leading academics from around the world, over 60 doctoral scholars, and many other scholars congregated on this wonderful campus and went away thrilled. One of them indicated that he had gone to every single conference organized by the American Marketing Association. And by the way, this conference that we organized was in conjunction with the Academy of Indian Marketing and the American Marketing Association. And he said that this conference that was organized at MICA, in terms of content, in terms of organization, was amongst the best that he had seen in the last 40 years. So a big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for all the effort that went on the part of all the faculty, the students, the staff, and the broader ecosystem of MICA. In terms of extending the new learnings, MICA has undertaken and begun a multi-year, multi-country study of women's leadership paths. Initially, we are focusing on India, China, and the United States, the 3 dominant economies in the world in terms of purchasing power parity even today, and the 3 economies which in the next couple of decades will collectively determine a lot of the collective fate going forward. So we are working very deeply to understand the women's leadership paths, and we held a conclave in Mumbai with some of the top leaders, some of the top women leaders in the country who came together and deliberated. And that study continues with interviews with women leaders on multiple continents. We initiated global partnerships. We deepened the partnerships that we already have in place with schools such as Michigan State University, Middle School at University of Southern California, Emory University, and many other schools, including Northwestern amongst them. The national collaborations that we have in terms of MDPs include Viacom, IOC, Cadilla, NTPC, the Bangalore International Airport Authority, and many, many others. We have completely revamped the PGP curriculum. We are making new innovations in the CCC curriculum. We have completely overhauled the FPM curriculum, and we are emphasizing immersions at all levels. We all know about MICA's path-breaking rural immersion program, which has now been copied by management schools across India. So we are innovating, and we are creating some other immersions. Of course, we have the international immersion, and we also have an urban immersion that we are creating. So the tripartite rural, urban, and international immersion will give MICA's education a flavor that is unique in the world. The great scholar Rahul Sankrityayan came up with a beautiful couplet. He wrote a book called Ghumakkar Nama because he traveled so much around the world as part of his scholarly endeavors. And so he wrote a couple of lines in Urdu which indicate why this is so interesting for everybody. So he wrote, Sair kar dunya ki ghafil. Ghafil means somebody who's inattentive. Sair kar dunya ki ghafil, zindagani fir kahan, zindagani gar kuch rahi, to naujawani fir kahan. So travel as much as you can, because it opens the frontiers of the mind. The CCC program also is innovating very rapidly. It started in 2000 as a 3-month program and is now a full-fledged 1-year program. Earlier we had 24 students, now we have 48. And this year, the 28th batch graduated. And they are the ones who give MICA a special flavor that no other management school has, that we are able to integrate creativity in management. In terms of placements, we are very proud to say that across all our programs, every single student has been placed well before this day. So we've had 100% placements, 100% placements in FPM, in PGP, and in CCC programs at ever increasing levels of compensation, ever increasing levels of responsibility, ever increasing levels in terms of exposure. So on all of these dimensions, we are forging new ground. One of the most interesting things about life at MICA is the fact that there are so many student committees. And to list only a few of them, theatre, Sankalp, marketing with My Canvas, sports with SCAM, cultural integration with CultCom, literature and music with LitCom, CSR with Jagriti, community radio with MICA Vani, consultancy projects with MICA Minds, media outreach with Team Interface, alumni engagement with the Alumni Committee, placements with PlaceCom, and lectures and guest speakers with MLS and TEDx. A big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for all the people who made everything possible. And believe me, as much learning happens in these committees as happens in the classroom. Since its inception in 1991, MICA has given the world over 3,000 graduates who have walked these pathways, who have lived in our dorms, who have been educated in these classrooms. In addition, there are several thousand others who have taken our online programs and received a certificate. And they are in many of the leading companies around the world, including Hindustan Unilever, Tata Global Beverages, L'Oreal, Max Life Insurance, Sony Entertainment, Starcom, Fox Networks, DDB Mudra, Microsoft, Ernst & Young, and many, many others. A big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for the alumni who make MICA a very special place through their giving back. We've had, this year, speaking of alumni, we've had 5 batches of alumni coming back for homecoming. And this is their way of coming back, and in many cases they request that they be allowed to stay in the same room that they occupied when they were here at MICA. And the notion of MICA Ma and MICA Bap is a unique innovation, I think, which binds not just the current seniors to their juniors, but also the alumni to the current students. So a big hand again, ladies and gentlemen, for all the alumni. MICA currently has 32 faculty members. Our student-faculty ratio is now almost 1:12, which is much better than what is required by regulatory authorities, which is 1:20. And these faculty are what make MICA so special. A big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for all our faculty, including our visitors and adjuncts and everybody there. Our staff also are undertaking numerous projects, and if I were to list those, we could spend the rest of the evening here, I will mention only one that is a cross-cultural project that involves every department at MICA, and that will be of great interest to you. This is the MICA app, My App as it's going to be called. It will integrate everything at MICA that has now been part of 3 different systems, HR, finance, and operations. So all that will be integrated. The alumni will be integrated along with it, and all the information, all the streaming, everything at MICA will come through that. And this will be a great way for all of us to bind ourselves to MICA. So with that, I come to the close of my speech. And I'm going to just end by quoting 3 verses. 3 verses. One in English, one in Urdu, and one in Hindi. In reverse order, the languages that I'm most comfortable with. So let me start with English. And the reason why I've chosen these quotes is because they exemplify who you are. That is who a typical MICAN is. It exemplifies the can-do attitude, the indomitable attitude that you have. It exemplifies the quality of your dreams. So that is what we are going to celebrate with these 3 quotes. The first is by Bernard Shaw from Man and Superman. He says, "You see things and you say why. You see things and you say why, but I dream of things that never were and say why not." That characteristic of why not is a characteristic of MICA. The second is in Urdu, and it's by Amir Dehelvi, one of the great poets who's sadly been forgotten now. You need to understand 2 words which may be a little tricky, so let me translate them for you ahead of time so that you can appreciate the flavor of what I'm trying to say. The first is Sheh Sawar. Sheh Sawar means a royal rider, right? A person who sits on a high horse. And the second is Tifl. Tifl means an infant. Okay? So Amir Dehelvi says, गिरते हैं शहसवार ही मैदान जंग में, गिरते हैं शहसवार ही मैदान जंग में, वो तिफल क्या गिरेंगे जो घुटनों के बल चले. That is, only the daring, those who sit on horses, fall. Infants who crawl on their hands and knees, will they ever fall at all? And let me finally close with a line which is very appropriately entitled Ek Ashirvad. So this is the Ashirvachan that any educator can have for any student. And this is from my favorite Hindi poet, Dushyant Kumar. So he says, जा तेरे स्वप्न बड़े हों, जा तेरे स्वप्न बड़े हों, भावना की गोद से उतरकर जल्द पृथ्वी पर चलना सीखें, चांद तारों सी अप्राप्य ऊंचाइयों के लिए रूठना मचलना सीखें, हंसें मुस्कुराएं गाएं, हर दिए की रोशनी देखकर ललचाएं, उंगली जलाएं, अपने पांव पर खड़े हों, जा तेरे स्वप्न बड़े हों. In closing, I can truly say, MICA jaisa koi nahi. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen.
So here we are. Look around. This is truly the most precious moment. The community that has gathered here today, thank you all for witnessing the end of one phase of your journey and now the beginning of the new phase. Today is the last day and evening when we will call you students, quote unquote, of FPM, CCC and PGP. Officially, we declare you are the alumni of MICA. MCSA request for all extensions denied with heavy hearts but also with joy. And as we close, A beautiful poetry from Sri Ravindranath Tagore on journey of life. The time that my journey takes is long and the way of it even longer. I came out on the chariot of the first gleam of light and pursued my voyage through the wilderness of worlds, leaving my track on many a star and planet, also called planet MICA. It is the most distant course that comes nearest to thyself, and that training is the most intricate, which leads to the utter simplicity of a tune that you all will sing. The traveler has to knock at every alien door to come to his or her own, and one has to wander through all the outer worlds, ultimately to reach the innermost shrine at the end, that is to discover yourself. My eyes straight far and wide, before we all will shut them and say, here art thou. The question and the cry, oh where? Melt into tears of 1,000 streams and deluge the world with the flood of that assurance, I am. I am a MICAN, and I always will be a MICAN. All the best, MICAns.
I declare the convocation closed. Kindly rise and remain standing for the national anthem. Thank you.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा
I request the audience to rise and remain standing till the last member of the faculty leaves the lawns. I also request the invited guests, parents, and students to join the chief guest, the chairperson of the MICA Governing Council, the president and director, the dean, and members of the Governing Council for dinner. Thank you.